Ever stop to think how much those little impulse buys on your phone are adding up to, and how many subscription payments are sneaking out of your bank account every single month? Before I started using Rocket Money, let me tell you, I had no idea. But the first time I logged in, I saved $435. I couldn't believe it. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I just love the dashboard. It shows everything in one place, even the subscriptions you forgot you signed up for. And if there's something you don't need, Rocket Money helps you cancel it. Plus, it alerts you if a bill increases or if something unusual pops up in your account. It's basically like having a personal assistant for your money. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim.
You're listening to The Kim Komando Show for the weekend of March 29th, 2025. Here's hour one.
The invites are in the mail. I'm talking about Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. Yes, they're going to get married this summer in beautiful Venice, Italy. And when you look at the guest list, it reads like the Oscars: Oprah, Leonardo DiCaprio, Barbara Streisand, Kris Jenner, and all other kinds of A-listers. I'm just so thrilled for them. I sent the happy couple a $100 Amazon gift card. I just hope they get something nice for themselves that they'll use time and time again. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess, here with you once again. And you have just tapped into the biggest show, the best show, the most trusted show about all things digital. And I am here to always make sure that you are tech ahead and never left tech behind in the digital dust. And of course, you can find my award-winning show in over 420 top stations throughout the United States. I'm streaming in your favorite radio app, and you can also get The Kim Komando Show as a podcast wherever you get your podcast. Just search for my last name with a K, of course. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members. And of course, the Commando Hotline's open for you right now. I know you have at least a few questions that I can lend a hand to. Yes, you have ChatGPT and Gemini and Copilot and Perplexity. They hallucinate. I do not. 1-888-825-5254. And just a reminder that you can always make an appointment to speak with me here on the show. Just head over to the official homepage of The Kim Komando Show. And that's commando.com, of course. And up at the top, there's a link that says Ask Kim. Alrighty then, every single day of the week, sunshine or rain, with snow, nothing stops me, not even national holidays. I visit at least 35, 40 different sites. I talk to industry insiders. I read white papers to make sure that we are both always up to date with what's going on inside the tech verse. And here are 5 things that you need to know about right now. So often I'm asked, how can I completely opt out of the data tracking? Okay, no one can completely vanish, but when I saw this video, even I was shocked. I was shocked. It's a big advertising company by the name of Publicis Groupe, and they brag that using its core AI platform, they track 91% of all internet users. Think about that number. Let that sink in. 91%. That's about, 5 billion people, something like that. The CEO is French, and his accent is a little difficult to understand. But I want you to hear in his words what this company knows about one woman. Her name is Lola. Take a listen.
That's a lot of numbers and a lot of concepts. So to give you a concrete idea of how our connected identity truly gives our clients such a powerful competitive advantage, let's meet Lola. Hey, Lola. At a base level, we know who Lola is, what she watches, what she reads,
everything,
and who she's living with. Through the power of connected identity, we also know who she follows on social media, what she buys, online and offline, where she buys, when she buys, and more importantly, why she buys. We know that Lola has 2 children and that her kids drinks a lot of premium juice. We can see that the price of the SKU she buys has been steadily rising on her local retailer shelves. We can also see that Lola's income has not been keeping pace with inflation. With Core AI, we can predict that Lola is at a high propensity to trade down to private label. So rather than continuing with messaging for our client's premium brand to Lola, we immediately switch to promote the value brand in their portfolio. So now she sees refreshed content across all screens. Thanks to Core AI, we can do that with 91% of adults.
91% of everybody on the internet, the adults. I was talking to a friend of mine who's really big in the advertising industry yesterday about this. And he's like, I haven't seen the video. I sent it to him and he sent me an emoji back. Mind blown. Yes, this totally changes advertising. They know every single thing about us. Meanwhile, let's move on to number 2. Humanoid robots. They've been around for more than 100 years. I want you to think back to The Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz. That book was published in 1900. This past week, NVIDIA's CEO says that real robots are less than 5 years away. And they're coming before 2020. They're going to walk, 2030 rather. They're going to walk and they're going to run around just like humans. Now, they're not going to be like the Lost in Space guy that spent most of his time shouting, "Danger, Will Robinson, danger." But the first generation of robots will perform boring, repetitive, and hazardous jobs. So how much are they going to cost? You ready for this? About $100,000 each. And by the way, Data from Star Trek's Next Generation, he's not in sight yet, but we expect him within maybe 10 years. Moving on to number 3, let's talk about 3 things that China's up to lately. Number 1, China's building an arsenal of weaponry that's beyond the scope of what we know. And they're just not saying it's an arsenal. They're building tiny satellites that can pull off tricky close-range moves, basically talking about dogfights in space. And China says they're there for space environment monitoring. Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, coming in at number 2, China's Temu is selling cheap drone accessories that can tell your hobby drone into DIY weapons. Yeah, isn't that happy? AI-guided cameras that can recognize people, cargo holders that can carry explosives. Anyone can buy these. And finally, the Xpeng Aero HT. Wow, this is crazy. It's a 6-wheel electric van out of China. When you pop the trunk, it unfolds a personal 6-rotor aircraft that seats 2 people ready for takeoff. Wow, isn't that something? Where are we going today, honey? I'm not sure. Let's take the little Chinese minivan with the rotor and the drone attached to it. Moving on to number 4. Yeah, 23andMe. I've been talking about this for years and how bad it is. And you have to close your account and you have to delete all your data. You should have done it already. Why? Because they are filing bankruptcy. They're untrustworthy to the end. They're accused of conducting a fire sale with data brokers to raise cash using your data. Remember, I want you to think about that audio that you just heard from that publicist group. They had poor security. They were hacked, private data stolen. They sold your data to the cops without your permission. So head into your account settings and look for delete your data and remove it now. And finally, this coming in at number 5. You know, over 2 million people have admitted to using ChatGPT for sex tips. And it works like this. Danielle and Jonathan, couple that I spoke to, they've been married for 20 years. They've got kids, they got jobs, and barely enough time to do the chores around the house. And they have a routine of saying, "Not tonight, honey, I'm just too tired." Danielle tried lingerie. Jonathan said, "Let's go on a vacation." Then one night, Danielle found a post online that said, "I use ChatGPT to get steamy ideas. It's like a discreet sex coach." She gave it a shot. She asked ChatGPT, "Give me 5 ways to bring back the sexual spark in my long-term marriage without making it feel forced." Suggestions came back. They were great. By the end of the week, Jonathan and Danielle, they had fresh energy. Let's just say that. I wrote about this actually for the Daily Mail, where I'm a columnist, and also gave some other prompts you might want to try. Give me 10 deep questions to ask my partner to help us reconnect. What are some creative ways to say "I love you" without using words? Spoiler, diamonds. Help me write a love letter that's sincere but playful. So if it works for you, I'd really love to hear from you. I really would. I'd like to hear your experience with that. Because after all, marriage is really educational. It is. You can learn a lot being married. Like, for example, when I was single, I didn't even know that there was a wrong way to put the forks in the dishwasher. I had no idea. All right, coming up, we have the secret to bypass those hotel thermostat locks. You know what I'm talking about. You want to put it down, and then the thermostat says, it can only go past 70. I got a workaround. Also, how to get the Apple Watch approved by your health insurance and how to store secret files and photos on your phone. And of course, we have just the best phone calls in the history of talk radio. And you got me, Kim Commando. If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise, home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
Hey, there's still time to enter to win the brand new iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value. No purchase required. You want to head to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. All right, joining me here on the Kim Commando Show is my cohort in tech crime. He is the morning co-host on KEZ 99.9 FM here in Phoenix, Arizona. The amazing Andrew Babinski. Yay!
Well, thanks, Kim. How are you?
This is our sound effects. That's all we can afford.
The whole studio is clapping for me.
That's
no,
it.
wait, I wasn't clapping because you're the only one here.
I have to tell you, in my newsletter, I used that same line that I opened up the show with, that I gave Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez a $100 gift card for their wedding.
I read it and I chuckled.
Okay. I actually had people write me say, "Oh, Kim Commando, I thought you were more American than that. Why would you?" People say, "Why, they are worth more money than God. Why would you send them $100?" I'm like, it was a joke.
How does that make you un-American?
I have no idea. I'm like, what is going on?
I told you because I texted you and I said you need to go buy a gift card and then write their names on it and post it to Instagram because even more people will fall for it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Hi Jeff. Hi Lauren.
Do you think he's a Prime member?
I'm sure. He's the super duper.
He's the primest of all members.
He is. All right, you ready to do some phone calls?
Let's do it.
Okay. How about we start with Gene in our hometown, Phoenix, Arizona. Hi there, Gene. Welcome to the show.
I can. Thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate talking to you.
So what's going on? All I see is crypto scam.
Not good.
So a couple of weeks ago, you touched on the subject of crypto scams, and it just kind of, that was a very sore subject for me. I became acquainted with a person that approached me on X late 2023, and we talked, and after a while, she wanted to move to WhatsApp and Telegram to continue speaking, and then she began talking about investing in gold options through Trust Wallet, and what she called a third party. I think it was a third party through Trust Wallet. I opened the account, And I started with a little bit of money, and then, of course, we were making money because she claimed that there was a 95% chance of good trades all the time, and I made a little money, so I put a little more money, and then, of course, more money went into more money because we could trade even higher levels. And this went on for about a year.
Okay.
And several things happened along the way with the so-called customer service of the website. But the whole thing turned into my entire 401k.
No.
And yeah, and yeah.
How much?
Excess of $900,000.
Gee.
$900,000, Gene. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so there was, and I don't understand how I would agree to do something like that, but there was an element of technology and psychology involved in there that led me to believe that I was that it was legitimate. At some point, I told the scammer. At this point, I'm going to call her scammer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I asked her, I wanted to withdraw $10,000 from the account to find out if I could do that, and it went through just fine.
Okay.
I actually had early on. I demanded to have a Zoom call with her to see her face to face to see that she was actually a real person, and we did. It was a very short call. She told me she was Japanese. And she was married, and her husband died, and she moved to California to be with her parents in California, LA area. And so her English was very broken, and more or less, her English, written English was okay, but you could see that it was not quite right.
How long was that Zoom call?
That Zoom call was not very long. She asked me very short questions. I didn't ask anything related to the trading, because at the time she was only talking about it, but I was not involved financially on the situation.
Oh, so this is before you gave any money. Now,
yeah,
was this...
it was just more of a who are you and why did you approach me? Because this was an unsolicited. She approached me on X.
But this wasn't romantic in nature. I mean, you said that she mentioned she was married,
But
and
her
she was
husband
taking
died.
care of her family. But was it romantic?
It was not, but she just told me that she was reading some of my posts. I posted occasionally, and that she kind of agreed with the topics that we were talking about. And the romantic part is kind of a strange thing, because when we started trading, she mentioned, of course, the quote unquote the uncle that worked a long time in New York Stock Exchange, and then he moved to California and had his own clients, and a tool that did the predicting what she called a stable trade time.
Right.
And then she would tell me how much to trade, when to trade, whether to go short or long or whatever.
So how much did this account jump up to? How much did you think?
At first, when I put $10,000, I made $800, $1,500, and then as we were increasing the amounts, we were trading bigger amounts, and I was getting really nervous because we were swinging $100,000, $200,000, and we were making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a trade. And that didn't go very long. I made maybe $200,000 possibly. And but the romantic part is that eventually she told me that the only reason why her uncle was sharing this information for trading with me also, or allowed her to trade, to share that information with me, is because she told him that I was her boyfriend.
Oh, and see, here's where it gets interesting. Now, we have to pay some bills.
Okay.
So we got to take a commercial break
I need to hear
quickly.
the rest of this.
But I got to hear the rest of the story. And I normally don't like to hang callers over. You know that. But we have to hear the rest of Gene's story here on the Kim Komando Show. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we are in the middle of a conversation with Gene in Phoenix, Arizona, who got caught up in a gold futures crypto scam with a woman supposedly from Japan, moved to California, had an uncle, and she's told the uncle you were her boyfriend. So that's why you got in on the inside. Right, Gene?
Right, right.
And then you lost up to, you said close to $900,000.
Well, at first, she wanted me to reach the $500,000 level balance, and I was hesitant to put any more money in the account. I was $30,000 short, so she offered to put $30,000 from her own account into mine, and so we did. But not me knowing the rules of this website, of course, that triggered an alarm. And when I tried to withdraw any of the money after that transaction, customer service came back and said there's some strange activity going on in your account, and we think somebody has access to it, so we're going to freeze your account. But for the small amount of $20-some thousand, we'll review your account and release the funds. That money goes into my account, so I wasn't losing money, right?
Right.
And so they did. And we traded a little bit more. And then that's when I was getting close to $1 million. And in one of the trades, I made a mistake. And this gal was clearly upset because I made a mistake on a trade. I didn't follow it correctly.
What'd you do? Did you misplace? Did you transpose a number?
I don't know what. I don't remember. I have it all written down somewhere. I took a lot of. This was all done through the phone, and I took a lot of screenshots. I mean, I have hundreds of screenshots and conversations.
You probably transposed a number, and then it went into the blockchain, and then she wasn't able to get
the wrong amount, or whether I went short or went long. I can't remember, but it was clearly upsetting to her. And so that went, and the reason why this element of psychology is in some of the trades, I actually lost money. I lost $30,000, but then I made it up. And so I had no reason to believe that this wasn't real yet.
Now, how did you figure out that it was all a scam?
Well, when I tried to start taking money out after the error on my trade, they flagged me, the customer service flagged me as an insider trading. They told me I was insider trading. They showed me my trade. They showed me another trade that was similar at the same time, and they told me I was insider trading. And so they froze my account. And this time they wanted $160,000 to unfreeze the account. And I said, no. And but they came back. And this was the lady that I was talking to. She said that for $30,000 or $20-some thousand, they would unfreeze a portion of the account.
But you know what? They just don't stop. They just don't stop.
They also have every angle figured out. The fact that she said, because this correct me if I'm wrong, this trading website you were dealing with, it's all a facade.
It is. It's all fake.
None of it's real.
I mean, it looks real.
Yeah.
It looks real.
It looks very real.
Okay, and the customer service reps are scammers.
The trades were 20, 30 seconds, 1 minute long. You would get in and you would get out, and then they would tell you how much money you would make. You were looking at presumably live. So I unfroze $170,000, and I said, okay, I took every blockage that this customer service is putting in front of me. And so this gal proceeded to help me process the withdrawal to my, I think it was Kraken or Crypto. I had both accounts. If we would transfer from Trust Wallet to Kraken or Crypto. And lo and behold, customer service came back and said that they had a high traffic of crypto withdrawals, and my transaction, my withdrawal request was going to take between 5 and 10 months to process.
Oh my gosh!
And that's when I realized that this was not going to work. This was not going to happen.
Now, Gene, was this your life savings?
Yeah.
And
it gets better. Right after I was accused of insider trading, I had a call from an FBI agent in Phoenix. one night, and I thought I was going to jail. I thought I'm going to jail.
What did the FBI
And,
agent say to you?
Well, it was not about the trade. It was about the scam. The bank, I was sending the money to the account through a wire transfer through my bank, and the bank called the FBI and said, this looks fishy.
After $900,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take any of the onus and put it all on the bank, but geez, after $900,000, that's when they noticed that something's fishy.
Oh, something's wrong.
Yeah. Looking back, I'm going to be kicking myself the rest of my life. But she called me. It was a female agent from Phoenix, and she told me that the bank contacted her, that this didn't look good, and that and I share with her all my Trust Wallet information, my accounts, my passwords to get into the account, and all my wire transfer information. And about a week and a half later or so, they came back and they said that they traced these transactions to an overseas bank, and that in some instances, these banks, in an attempt to be legitimate, they will work with the FBI. This particular bank did not. And that most likely they had access and control over the account, and I was not going to see the money. And that was, and so a little bit of time went by. End of 2024, I pinged customer service a couple of times, and they were getting upset with me for asking where what they were doing with my transfer, with my money.
There's no transfer.
No,
you're not. It's Gene. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be mean, and I don't mean to be harsh on you, but
right, I understand.
It's and
this was all a scam already.
Yeah, I mean
it was just
the scams are the scams are devastating. They're emotionally draining, right? I'm dumbfounded.
They have every angle covered. They know every single point. Like this is the first we've heard this one where he had to get to the $500,000 level.
Yes.
And he couldn't get there. He was $470,000 in. They're like, okay, we'll get you covered, which is just editing a web page. I mean, that's all they're doing. It's just code.
Right. It's just a simulation, folks.
Correct.
Okay.
But once they did that, that triggered the account being flagged, which then gave them a reason to freeze the account and gave more legitimacy to the scam.
Yeah, and that's all bogus too. We're going to freeze the account.
Yeah, the money's already been spent.
I think this is done. Okay, this is atrocious. This poor man spent his whole life saving $900,000, and it's taken within a year to some foreign bank.
And it's gone forever.
And thank God for the FBI agent. Really. I mean, or for the bank finally.
Mm-hmm.
But the FBI agent, him hearing probably this is the FBI, may have been that slap across the face that he needs.
If you're listening right now, and this is the first you've heard of this, if anyone on social media ever wants you to move the conversation to WhatsApp or Telegram, just say no. Because that is the beginning of them sucking you in.
That is, Andrew, you're absolutely right. I mean, at the moment that happens.
Just remember those things, Telegram and WhatsApp, because that's where they do all the work.
Or Signal, any of the other ones.
All the ones where they're encrypted and they're protected and they feel like their scam is safe. Don't move off TikTok. Don't move off Twitter. Don't move off Facebook, because when you do, the scam begins.
And find a hobby. Okay? I mean, seriously. And I know I don't mean to be flippant, but if somebody contacts you on social media to just say hello and you do not know them, do not accept the friend request. Do not accept the message. Do not respond. And it also may happen in your email. It may happen in your texts. Anything else we're missing other than just slapping people across the face?
No. And I just don't understand how there's not enough education out there. And this continues to happen day in. This is a $1 billion industry. Scamming people out of their money is a $1 billion industry. And there's just not enough education out there.
It's so sad.
It's heartbreaking.
It's so sad.
And every single time we have to hear these numbers, 50,000, 150,000. And now today, $900,000. That is his retirement. That is the rest of his life. And it's gone.
And he's never going to get back. Never going to get it back. I mean, think about that. He thought he had money for retirement.
Of course.
He'd take a few trips.
He did everything right.
He took, thought he'd take care of the kids, leave a little something for the grandkids. When he goes, had this woman had a video call, but just for a little bit, right? I mean,
but we hear that every single time. It was a quick one. It was grainy. It was choppy. I didn't understand her very well. We hear that every single time.
They said it was a bad internet connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They've got every angle worked. And he's right. It is psychological. Whether it's sex or greed or whatever they're going to play on to get you hooked and get you to stay.
So maybe there's something we can do, Andrew. Maybe if anybody's watching us on YouTube right now, anybody who's listening to the podcast, you're listening to the show, and you are just at the start or you're in the middle, or maybe you're at the end of this type of scam. It sounds familiar, but you're not sure that maybe you're getting scammed and you want us to review it before you lose any more money. Is that I want you to go to commando.com. That's Komando, commando.com. There's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. And that's where you can tell me everything that's going on. And you can give me a day and a time for us to chat, for us to talk about it. Because I want to try to help you. We want to try to help you. We want to review what you have going on. And we will be that unbiased third party, that unbiased position to help you figure out, are you getting scammed or not? Wow. All right, stay right where you are. We have more of your great phone calls coming up here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, back to the phones we go with Patrick in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Patrick, please tell me you did not lose $900,000 in a crypto scam.
I did not. That's crazy.
Isn't it? Oh, jeez. So what's on your mind?
Heartbreaking.
Very much so.
Well, Kim, I wanted to share an incident a couple weeks ago. And it's one of those things where you read about it, you see it online, but until it kind of hits you, you don't think much of it. And so my family and I went to local park, and my niece just celebrated her second birthday, and we had gotten her one of those drivable remote cars. Mm-hmm. And so we went to the park, hanging out with the family. She's 2 years old, so everybody's got eyes on her. And as we're leaving the park, we find an AirTag inside of her vehicle. Nobody in my family owns an iPhone. We're all Samsung users. When you see something like that, immediately nothing good comes to mind, especially around children.
So wait a minute. So you said all your
luggage. So
all your eyes were on the little girl. How the heck did the AirTag get in the car?
Yes.
Was it sold?
That is kind of the mystery. The only thing we could think of is there was a gentleman at one point who sat on the bench where we had parked the vehicle. And as we're asking other parents if they recall seeing him, nobody could recall that he actually had a child with him. It was brief, maybe 5 minutes.
Wow. So
that's the only thing that we could think of.
So you think maybe he put the AirTag in the little car?
Was it hidden in the vehicle, or was it just like thrown in the back?
So there's no space in the bag. It's literally just a space for the child to sit in. So we had snacks, we had drinks and things of that nature. But as we were getting ready to leave, my niece, we sit her down, and then she's playing with something, and my sister-in-law says, "What is this?" and brings it to my attention.
Wow, that is crazy.
That is really weird. What's the goal there? To steal the toy?
No, he wanted
Get
to
the
track where the
kid?
little girl was going.
Oh, man.
He's probably some whack job pedophile
Right.
creepo. Oh, that's so disgusting.
So how did
That
you,
was the-
did you pull the battery out of the AirTag immediately?
Yeah, and that's a thought process. So I didn't know anything about the AirTags much, so I actually destroyed it, threw it in the ditch that was not too far because I was thinking worst case scenario. I was thinking kids. I was thinking tracking. I've learned quite a bit since that process.
Yeah.
Apparently that they're supposed to notify or go off if the person is gone enough or far enough away. So the AirTag did not make a sound, which either means that they either disabled it or that they were still within vicinity.
Yeah. And, and these AirTags are not foolproof. I mean, they really aren't. But what you really want to do is you want to, if you can, you want to wrap the AirTag in aluminum foil and make it really tight. And whoever dropped the AirTag will think, oh, it's out of range. Okay. But then you take that to the police station and then they can track who owns that AirTag by the serial number.
Okay.
So you don't want to destroy it. I know that's tempting.
Sure.
And Patrick, thank you for your call today. What a crazy story. Wow.
There's some wild ones this morning.
There really are. Wow. Wow, some wild calls here today. Oh, man, I'll tell you. If you have a question for me, don't forget, you can always drop it on the website. Go to commando.com, and there's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. I read every single note.